Okay, so this is a recording to just touch on the basis of the food industry and the medical field industry, and how those two industries merged with the entertainment and satellite and television radio industry. So these are three separate entities that has combined itself to reap the most benefits from each other's union. So the food industry has been selling the people, the masses, on what is a food. Let's keep it that simple. The food industry sells to the people or the citizens what is food. So if it's telling you that canned goods is food, or microwave goods is food, or fast food is food, this is what the children, which the children are the main target that this food industry targets, right? To get the children to associate in their mind that these refined products is what nourishes the body. So then when you got the entertainment or the television industry, the radio industry, they're also pushing the same frequency, the same agenda to get the children, the youths, to associate themselves with sound, smell, sight, the things to reinforce short-term and long-term memory, to associate to themselves that this is what is bringing sustenance, bringing energy to this magnificent creature that we're calling the human being. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the human being eats, consumes for energy. And then we transfer into the medical field. So the medical field knows that the fact that it's using these two entities, or it has these two entities there to serve the purpose of creating the perfect scenario for the people, the citizens, which will become the patients that will come in and patronize the services of the medical professionals, okay, who spent hundreds of thousands of dollars and tens of a couple of decades, some of years of life to obtain the necessary credentials to work in the facility, and now sees that this is the reason why they should charge people for the services that they could have prevented. You know what I'm saying? They could be teaching the people how to how to always prevent medical services, unless there's some kind of emergency surgical type of things that's needed. Then we can see that would be something that you'll look for a specialist. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to things that can be prevented, this is where the whole doing proper maintenance comes into a very important part in the consciousness of people, because cars does not have consciousness. I know it moves. Right now you can even Google or YouTube some videos of vehicles that can now drive and also fly, levitate, and glide. There's vehicles that can do that in the world we live in today. While the body has a consciousness, the consciousness is being sold, manipulated, and programmed, all of the above, to think that the fuel of this body originates in this refined form. So when we wake up to this, I mean, if we ever wake up to this, because this whole program that we are downloading right now, right, is not something that was ever supposed to be leaked. Okay, the minds of the creators of this program of lowering the frequency of men, okay, all right, and women, and their creation, their procreation, which is their children, was never meant for them to identify that this is what was happening. So this is what's happening, right? The food creates a scenario inside of the physical body that lowers the frequencies, the energetic capacity of the vessel to be able to combat and destroy invaders. Okay? So if the mind of the people has been programmed to think that when it consumes lead, something that does not give off energetic vibrations that the cells need to function. Okay? Lead. If the mind has been conditioned to think that drinking Pepsi and Coke and Sprite and Malta and drinking liquor, beer, Golda, Hero, Heineken, drinking these liquids is something that will allow the vessel to charge itself and sustain a charge, then we have been duped. Okay? Literally duped to think that that is the keys to turning on this magnificent vessel. So the thing is to making people to not associate the fact that they're in this body as something that is magnificent. But of course, we see that the car, you know what I'm saying, as basic as the vehicles that we drive. You know, some people drive rides in buckets, some rides in style, some people rides in real luxury, you know, and then they fuel that luxury with premium fuel. And there's not a question on why or when or how. There's no question. You know, you just purchase those fuel for that vehicle so you can make sure you get the best performance for your money, right? So if you brought this vessel into incarnation, which we all came through the womb of our mother, right? Most of us, then we should know that the milk that she fed us, right, was the most nutrient dense fuel that any infant newborn should receive. Like, there's no substitute, even though men have tried to make substitute, which is the Cersei, the substitute, the church, which is the it's the substitute. It's something that looks and tastes the same, but it's not the same. So when we've been consuming this as a diet for decades upon, you know, generations, passing this type of fuel to, you know, in our generational history, then we begin to lose the ability to sustain the energetic field, right, without needing, okay, it starts with the mind, right, without needing the fuel that was sold by the entertainment television industry, the news industry, the data industry, the information, the television, right? Just if we can grasp that understanding, then we'll know that we have to question things, right? That is the most important things that we can do, so we can start the process of bringing ourselves back into higher frequencies, higher vibrations, right? Balancing these frequencies and balancing these vibrations so we can be able to withstand these attacks. You know what I'm saying? These 9/11s that they come with and create and say that it's something that it's not, to make us think outside of what we have control of. You know what I'm saying? What we have control of is the things that we choose to put into our eyes, our ears, our nose, and our mouths, right? We have control over that. And until we get to a state in which we are able to not allow the smell of a burger or a pizza or some Chinese food, you know what I'm saying, any of these things to get us to budge out of our knowing, out of the knowing that this is not what you're supposed to be consuming as a supreme being. This is not gonna allow my vibrational frequencies to combat, these foreign invaders. You know what I'm saying? Corona, SARS, or what I'm saying, flus. These things that they choose to consume the ears, what I'm saying, the mind of people, instead of talking about, hey, look, go get you a juicer. You know what I'm saying? Go do you a cleanse. So your body can be replenished with the proper, enzymes and probiotics, so you can be able to benefit from the little you eat. So you could take in a apple, you could take in a pear, you could take in some greens and feel sustained from what you took in. You don't have the buildup of these toxic layers of mucoid plaque, laying inside the inner layers of your stomach, blocking the absorption of nutrients. You don't have that anymore. So they want that. The medical field, what I'm saying, the food industry, the entertainment industry, because it's this cycle that goes on. They're circulating money, currency, and thinking that the interruption of this is the healing of the nation. The interruption of that cycle is the destruction of these corpuses, this construct that feeds on death. That death is the culture of this construct. So it's really on us. Now, of course, if you're watching this video, then you've been led to this video, because not everyone would be willing to give up 5 days to do a juice fast. Not everyone is willing to purchase a colon cleanse and stay on it. You know what I'm saying? Stay strict to the rules of not chewing or eating anything for the 5 days. Not everyone would be committed to that. So for you to be committed enough to get past those stages of hunger, those 6 hours of saying, okay, I'm 3 hours in, you know what I'm saying? I'm 6 hours in and I'm feeling hungry, and just giving in. There's people who are like that when it comes to saying by mouth that they're gonna fast, and then 6 hours later they cop out. And then there's the people who can do 24 hours, and then the next day the urges get to them, and then they're not able to hold off and fight it, and then they eat something. And then you got the people who can do 48 hours, 2 days, but there are those people who can do 3, and do 6 and do 9. And then there's those who are doing 40 days, and those who've done 365 days. Those people are out there, and when I first started in the journey of cleansing out the accumulated negligence, right, of consuming the things that as a child we knew no better. We knew no better. Eating the cereals and the oatmeals and the hot dogs and the Burger King, the Big Macs, eating all these stuff and drinking all the Sprites and drinking all of the Gatorades and drinking all the sugar, refined sugars. You know what I'm saying? We're not aware of this, but these things does not go away. It does not magically disappear. We want to think that it disappears, but it doesn't. So what is the real battle? They always try, the news, the television, the entertainment, the medical, the drug industry, all these industries are in together trying to convince us that these are not the things that we are really supposed to be fighting. Okay? We are supposed to be combating the desires, these cravings, because fasting is just one part. Most people just think of food, but there's many degrees of fasting, and we won't discuss that on this recording. We will discuss more degrees of fasting on another recording, but for this one, we're going to stick with food. The Food and Drug Administration Okay, this is a worldwide thing. This is not locally specific to anyone. So I learned that from my travels of going to Costa Rica, living in Central America, in that region, and living in on Africa, on the continent of Africa, living on there and seeing that it doesn't really matter. Living in North America, living in different places in North America, you see that the diet stays the same. It's either majority of the people are on a low frequency diet fuel, or then the small percentage of people are on a conscious switch and their mind is on a higher frequency type diet. And the differences is the ability to what? Absorb more sun. What is the sun? The sun is energy. What is this energy? This energy is what flows through you and me. Okay, it's what the mitochondria uses to power the cells. Okay, and powering the cells, either you're using substitute or you go to the real thing. The realest thing you can go to right now is in the plant kingdom. That's the most realest food that we can consume, is that is within the plant kingdom. And then outside of that, we have the liquids. Just consuming the raw source. The juice is the Jew. Okay, the juice is the juice. Is the Jew, because the juice is where all of the natural nutrients that the cells need, the power nutrients that the cell needs, is all inside the liquids. Okay, so juicing, I'm a big fan of. Okay, and if we are able to do this 5 days and get the 5 days out of the way, then you can even push yourself, if you can, to do another 5 and just keep it going. If not, you wean your diet. Okay, or not you wean your diet. You slowly bring back yourself into consuming foods. Okay, you consume the food that is in the plant kingdom, and you consume foods that is raw in its origin, so you won't be missing out on the abilities for the enzymes that's inside of these foods to help you process and eliminate and keep that cycle going from within. Okay, so we just want to touch up on these major points, right? Fasting, juicing, cleansing, all right, is your key to building your immune system, right? And fighting the real battle. All right, let's not get confused with all the deflections that CNN and Fox and all of these news stations do to the hearts and the minds of people. Okay, especially in these times, get yourself aligned to your inner vibratory frequency, your inner vibratory rate, right? And get outside in nature and absorb more sun. So much love to you. And just check out Absorbmorsun.com so you can get more information. And if you're interested in participating in this colon cleanse, the solar colon cleanse, you can get more information there and get yours.